What if I told you we make decisions based on emotions and not on rational thinking? Let us take an example of a retail store. One bottle of soft drink says it contains only 20% sugar, and another bottle of soft drink says it is 80% sugar free. The price is the same, the ingredients are the same. If you notice, both say the same thing about sugar. Which one will you buy? What is interesting is studies have shown that people tend to choose the drink which says 80% sugar free, even though both say the same thing. Hi everyone, I'm Chris, and in this channel, I help you understand the methods of succeeding using intelligent communication like influence, networking. I do this in a simple way so that you too can benefit by being aware as well as using these methods in your day to day lives. These methods have been used by media, salespeople, politicians, news channels, CEOs, investors, and other such establishments. So, coming back to the product, why would someone choose to buy a product displayed as 80% sugar free? This is because of the concept called framing. Our mind chooses what we perceive as more beneficial, even though both the products are the same. 80% sugar free is framed in a positive manner so that we buy the product. Companies are aware of this psychology and they use this regularly on us. To give you some real life examples without calling out names, a food company might sell cheese saying 95% fat free. They will not sell cheese saying it contains 5% fat because they want our minds to focus on 95% fat free. This is where the choices of you purchasing the product is high. A classical example of framing has been the tobacco industry. Few decades ago, cigarettes were framed as status symbol and were portrayed as the product of the rich. We had companies that became conglomerates just by making us smoke cigarettes. Today, thanks to the activists now, cigarettes are framed as dangerous and the cigarette consumption has dropped. This is the power of framing that can have on our minds and influence our decision making and our actions. So, if you think you are in control of your actions, think twice. Are you? This is not to scare you, but to make you aware of the influences around you and how it can impact your life. Now, there are many ways to look at this. One can say this is manipulation, and another one can say this is very smart way of communication. Like it or not, this is not going to go away. The question we should ask ourselves is how can we benefit from this? If your work involves a lot of presentations, then this is helpful to you. You can use this framing method to highlight the things that you want the audience to choose and influence the decisions. If you are a receiver of this information, which all of us are most of the time, then this is helpful to you too. You can now make informed decisions by reflecting on what the seller or the informer wants to communicate before making decisions. If you are presenting something, then think about what kind of frame you want to use to influence the decision making. There are many types of frames one can use. Let us now look at a positive and negative framing. Positive framing is when you frame the information in a positive manner to influence people's decision. For example, 95% fat free cheese is a positive frame that is used to influence people. The company will not use the frame saying the cheese contains 5% fat unless mandated by regulations because they know their sales will go down. Negative framing is when information is presented in a negative manner to influence people. For example, hurry, limited offer, only 1 day left. This sentence tricks your brain to buy something quickly because you fear you will lose out. Here is an example of a pop up that is received when I was working yesterday. Very clever way of framing. The pop up is asking me to either accept the risk or reactivate my protection. The alert is trying to play on my emotion. Human beings are risk averse. Studies show that influence is high when we use negative frames in the right situations. The reason for this is our brains are wired to avoid loss rather than make gain. One frame says your chances are higher of you making 12% more money through mutual funds. However, there is a risk of losses when the markets go down. Second frame says investing in money back life insurance policies gives you assured returns but with lower gains without you losing any money. People tend to get influenced by second frame. People are willing to give away the higher gains, for example, in mutual funds here, in order to avoid losses. This is the reason why you see a lot of people buying money back insurance policies and not term insurance policies, especially in India. They see what they are shown. There was a time almost all of India bought money back life insurance policies. Money back policies became popular in India because the companies promised to give the money back even if the insured person is not dead after the term. If we did a little research on this, we would have known that we were better off buying term insurance and investing rest of the money in other investments. But why we fail to do research, I will explain this in my upcoming video. So to conclude, understand and use framing to influence people for good. Caution, use this for a good cause. If you are at the receiving end, then beware. Think before you are buying. Do not hurry into buying because the product or the idea feels good. Stop and reflect for a moment. Researching on this would be not a bad idea either. When you are presented with a situation where you are fearful or taking an action or are taking an action with fear, stop. Reflect and research a little. Ask yourself this question: am I really losing or am I made to feel that way? Ask yourself, what is the other side I am missing to see? You might be right in your feeling or you might be wrong too. A little bit of reflection and research will help a lot. I will leave you with this thought: do not base your decisions on just what is shown to you. Look, look for what is not being shown to you. I hope you found this interesting. Please let me know what topic you would like me to discuss in the next video in the comments below. I will try and present it if it fits the theme of this channel. Good luck with your framing experiments. See you in the next video.